Thing that really just was so unexpected and kind of like out of left field, and truly has left me feeling like my whole world is just like flipped on its head. Hey guys, what is up? It's Nikki here. So this video is gonna be, I guess, maybe a little bit different, but not really. I just kind of view these videos, honestly, it's super therapeutic for me, especially right now. I'm in a really weird place of my life, to be completely honest. I think as a lot of people feel very, very similarly. It's just kind of a weird year. Like, if we can just be honest, if we can just be frank, this year, I think for a lot of people is just not going the way that we expected. Nobody anticipates pandemic and all this crazy stuff and, you know, the things that come with that. I mean, a lot of people are losing their jobs, and loss of jobs, obviously loss of finance, and could be downgrading in your house or trying to figure out where your next meal is going to come from. I mean, it's kind of a difficult season for a lot of people. It's been a weird year, to say the least. And I recently just kind of went through, I am going through something that is probably the most, honestly, without being dramatic, the most difficult thing I've ever been through in my entire life. And it's really forced me to do a lot of searching and reflecting, praying, and honestly detoxing from a lot of different things, specifically social media. And I feel better for it, and I don't regret it. I literally have no clue when I'm going back on, and I literally don't care. I just know it's the right thing that I need to do, like right now in this time. Nobody wants to go through heartbreak. Nobody wants to experience the pains and the trials that this life inevitably brings us. It literally doesn't matter what your background is, what your faith is, if you have faith or religion, or if you believe in God, if you don't. Everybody experiences pain. Pain is no respecter of man. It's coming for every single person. And I know this sounds really depressing and like I am being so pessimistic right now, but I'm being honest. So I was listening to this podcast, the Cxdy Leadership Podcast. I love it. Pretty much every episode that comes out, any episode that I am aware that is out, I listen to, and I'm on it. And I always find something incredibly scrumptious from that. I was listening to the newest episode that just came out, and it was with Pastor Mike Todd, and it's called Influence versus Fame. And the whole thing is awesome, and I highly recommend it. I'm not being sponsored, but I wish I was, but I'm not. But if you go and you watch Pastor Mike, it's such a great message. But in that, he talks about this book called Leadership Pain. It struck a chord with me. I just felt like I was supposed to get it, so I downloaded it, and I'm listening to it now, and I'm only in chapter 1, and it is blowing my mind. So it's teaching me different things, and one of the main things is that it's teaching me and revealing within my own self is that pain is not something that you should try to avoid. Pain is not an intruder in our lives. Rather, pain is a partner. Pain can be our friend. Pain is something that can catapult us into the best version of ourselves. Pain is a tool that God uses to mold and shape his people. I mean, if you look in the word, you will see time after time after time that it is in the pain, it is in the crushing, it is in the sucky seasons that God gets our attention, that God gives us a burden for something, or for a people, or for a person, or for a cause that completely changes the trajectory of their lives, and more importantly, a lot of times the history of mankind, or a city, or a community, or a family forever. Pain is a beautiful thing. And I actually hate saying that because it sucks so bad, because, you know, the crying at night and the why me, or why couldn't this have worked out, or the unmet expectations, and just the left field. Like, I'm not gonna go into my specific pain and what I'm going through, but I think if I can just generalize it, you know, we're all going through something, and in different seasons of life are gonna offer different levels of pain. This is something that blew my mind, and I hope it sticks with me forever. The difference between where I am and where God wants me to be is the pain I am willing to endure. The difference between where I currently am in my life and where God wants me to be is the amount of pain, the threshold of pain that I am willing to embrace and endure. A lot of us, our natural default is to avoid pain, to put our head in the sand, to bury it, to act like it's not there, to distract ourselves, to hang out with people when we're hurting because we don't want to think about it. We don't want it at the forefront of our minds. So we push it back. But what if that is actually making it worse? See, the Bible is filled with tons of promises. I think, if I'm correct, it's approximately like 8,000 promises, right, for God's people. Did you know that pain is a promise? Pain is a promise. And typically, the promises of God that we claim for our lives and that we want to really get embedded into our belief system and keep an awareness of, so that we stay in the right and stay encouraged, whatever. They're positive, like, I am blessed coming in and I am blessed going out. I am the head and not the tail, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to quote all 8,000, but Jesus also promised us pain. Jesus promised us pain in this life. He said, in this world, you will have trouble. In this life, you will face obstacles. It wasn't a might or a maybe, it was a promise. You will. So get ready for it. There's no question about it. But the promise that follows that promise is where we rest, take heart, because he overcame it. See, think about this. Like, if Jesus had avoided and tried to completely distract himself from the pain that was inevitable in his life, like literally to fulfill his purpose, the pain of the cross, the agony of the garden, the weight that he had to carry of all of our sin in the world. I know I'm getting spiritual, but it's true. Where would we be if he had avoided that pain? Where would we be if he didn't fully embrace it? See, trying to numb our pain that we feel actually compounds our problems. It doesn't make them disappear. We have to learn to see this pain as a tool. One of the things in here that really just stood out to me, and a lot of things are like this, my phone is just like, I'm almost like rewriting the book in my phone because I'm taking so many notes. But this is super good. This really spoke to me. Without a fresh perspective about pain, a compelling vision, and a clear plan, every heartache has the potential to stop you in your tracks. A driving sense of destiny opens your eyes to the lessons you can learn from betrayal, crisis, and failure. Pain is a tool. Going through something that really just was so unexpected and kind of like out of left field, and truly has left me feeling like my whole world is just like flipped on its head. Seem like fine and strong right now, and it's because I give myself grace to cry and to feel hurt and to own my pain, rather than avoid it, and rather than allowing it to make me feel like I did something wrong or I could have done something better. And of course, like, there's a sense that we all could do something better, but pain is not the result of failure in every situation. Pain is something that truly brings us and creates this conviction of the presence of God and the love of God in a way that happiness and joy and perfect circumstances truly can never bring you to. And although I would prefer to not be going through what I'm going through in this time, it's doing something to me spiritually that wouldn't happen otherwise. And I know I'm being very kind of ambiguous, and maybe in time I'll be able to kind of like share more, but I just want to encourage you guys, don't avoid the pain you're feeling, whatever scale it's on. Embrace it, use it. It's not an intruder, it's a partner. Lean into God, detox, and it can make you stronger. It really can, as cliche as it sounds. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.